recorded much at all whilst I've been home. I've just enjoyed like being with my family and giving myself a rest from the gym and eating like good food. And when I get back to Watford, I'm going to talk a little bit about my eating and how I've changed like bad eating habits and disordered eating, to hopefully like support you guys if you're struggling with eating. Something that I've found is that eating and like starvation was a way of coping, so it was actually a symptom of like my depression rather than like wanting to be skinny, because I really didn't want to be thin. It was more a control thing, and I only just know that now, like after going to therapy and stuff like that. Yeah, it's kind of taught me that it was a method of like maybe self-destruction and self-harm, like starving myself. So yeah, I'm going to talk about how I've changed like over the past 6 years, and like how I was as well, like when it was really bad, like maybe mentally how was I, and like now like I am a lot better than I've ever been mentally. I'm a lot happier. So my eating is literally fine, like I'm a lot more confident with my eating. I eat a lot more than I ever have. But when I have a down day, like a really sad day, a quite depressed day, I do go back, I slip back into those habits of like controlling what I put in my mouth and eating a little less than I would normally. But now I recognise it as a symptom of like sadness and depression, or maybe anxiety. I can deal with it better. It's like, oh, I know, like, oh, I'm not eating as much today, or I'm restricting. Why is that? Oh, I must be down about something. And then I'll like look at what's gone on in my day or whatever, and then understand that it's, yeah, again, it's like understanding and nurturing that side of you. It's your way of coping and dealing with a stressful situation. And when you come to realise that it's not a bad, it is a bad thing, and it is like, it's terrible, it's damaging, but if you look at it like, right, it's okay, like this is the reason I am this way, or feeling this way, you're more likely to fix it and get better and deal with that. Yeah, right, I'll see you back in Watford. Oh my god, I look such an egg. I look like an egg. Are we doing this? So instead of just talking straight at the camera, I thought that I would answer a few common questions whilst I look like an egg. It all started in 2012. Something happened that year, and it triggered like a depression, and therefore then like controlled eating and starvation. Physically, I was quite fragile, I was thin, I was pale, I was like just so tired and lethargic. I couldn't do daily activities, like getting up to and going to work was a complete struggle. I was just so weak, I couldn't focus, I would go dizzy every time I got up. Like that's what made me realise, like, Lou, you've got a problem. Mentally, it made me more depressed. It made me paranoid, it made me unsocial, It made me like frustrated, it made me moody. I was just not a nice person to be around at all. It was like a cycle because I was depressed, so I would then like starve myself as a method of controlling my life, but then I became unsocial because I wouldn't want to go to meals with the girls, I wouldn't want to like go out. I felt really sort of paranoid, so I wouldn't socialise, and that made me even more depressed, and then therefore it would just be another knock-on effect to like eating less and another method of controlling my life. Before I was eating around 500 calories a day, and now I'm eating like 2,000 calories plus a day, 2,300, and I'm nourishing my body with good food and throughout the whole day. But then I'll treat myself. If I want a treat, I'll have a treat. If I want to have a pick and mix, I'll have a pick and mix. And yeah, like if I want to have a bag of crisps, I'll do that because I can. Like I'm not starving myself anymore. It took a while. I saw counsellors, I saw private counsellors, I saw therapists that then referred me to other therapists, and then I eventually got the correct help, and that made me realise there was more to what was going on. It wasn't just my eating, it wasn't just depression, it was things that I'd been through that I had to completely change. And like now I'm only just like trying foods that I've never tried before, going out to like restaurants I would never have gone to before, and like actually talking to people about food. I'm obsessed with food. Like I love eating, but in a healthy way now. Like I fuel my body because I know I want to be strong. Like I don't want to be that skinny girl anymore. I want to be strong, so I have to feed my body to become that girl. If you have any questions about my eating or training, like please don't be afraid to ask. Like a few people have asked on Instagram, and I've always given my advice and helped them, and like that's the direction I want to go in. I want to support people with their diet, their mental health, and like their physical health, because we all just want to live a happy life.